Welcome to The Right Question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, and my topic today is juggling different types of writing. I have a question from Carla Fair, a university professor based in Waterloo, Ontario. Here's what she's asked. I always have at least 3 kinds of writing on the go. 1, business policy email, memos, and white papers. 2, academic writing, and 3, blog writing. The business and academic writing need to happen every day, and I want the blog writing to happen regularly. With this in mind, how does one manage multiple writing assignments? How does one jump from one genre to another? How does one switch from one voice to another when changing genres and venues? Thanks for your questions, Carla. I face almost exactly the same challenges myself. I blog 5 days a week, but I also write papers and reports. I'm finishing up my next book, and I also do some writing for clients as well. These assignments are all very different from each other and require different approaches and techniques. It's challenging. That said, I think the real question is, how can you fit in blogging when you have so much other writing to do? Let me start with some reflection on that issue. In my 40 years as a writer, I've learned that if I want to accomplish something for certain, I need to do it first thing in the day. This is even more true if the work is difficult or challenging for me. The earlier in the day I start it, the more likely I am to finish it. Each day I prepare a calendar for myself. I have a Word document containing a table in which the day is divided into half hours. I schedule all my daily writing tasks into those half-hour segments. Now, I'm not a machine, so scheduling something doesn't necessarily mean I accomplish it. Just like everyone else, I get distracted and I make mistakes. But I find I generally accomplish the tasks I schedule for the morning. Here's another trick. As a matter of policy, I never schedule anything that's urgent, meaning that it absolutely has to be done for the next day, for the morning. Why? I know the urgency of the task will be enough to persuade me to complete it in the afternoon. I always reserve my mornings for important tasks when I have the most energy and enthusiasm. For example, I spent 30 minutes on my book this morning. It's not urgent, but it is important to me, so I make it a priority. I think most of us believe that we always need to do urgent tasks first, but I think the reverse is true. We should do important tasks first. I've written a blog post about this topic, and I include the link below. In your case, Carla, I suggest you consider your blog an important task and do it in the morning. Enter it in your schedule. Then you'll have the rest of the day to attend to urgent matters. Now, let me address the question of tone. This issue is more important than many people realize. Readers are frequently turned off by tone that seems inappropriate to what it is they're reading. If you review a bunch of blogs, for example, you'll notice that their tone is fundamentally different from anything you'd read in a peer-reviewed journal, or for that matter, a business memo or a white paper. Here's what I suggest you do to wrap your mind around these differences. First, spend a couple of hours studying models of writing you would like to emulate. Find the best blog you've ever read, and the best business email, and the best business memo, and the best white paper, and the best article from a peer-reviewed journal. Put all of these models together in a file that you store on the desktop of your computer so that it's super easy for you to find. Then, every time before you write, spend 5 minutes reading the best example of the genre you are writing in. Maybe even read it aloud so that the author's style becomes very obvious to your brain. You could also spend 5 minutes copying from this piece. See my link below on the merits of copying. However you do it, you want to imbue yourself in a particularly fine example of the genre you're going to be writing in. Don't skip this step. It won't take you too long, just 5 minutes, but it will help you ensure you're changing your voice to match the style you want to write in. To summarize, it is possible to write in a wide variety of genres and voices, but it does require sophisticated time management and some careful planning. If you pay attention to your goals, you'll be able to do it. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from the late American jazz trumpeter, band leader, and composer Miles Davis. "Time isn't the main thing, it's the only thing." Thanks for the question, Carla. I love that quote from Miles Davis because of its double meaning. My son is a musician, and I know how important it is for musicians to count when they're playing. But the larger aspects of time management are equally important too. Manage your time effectively, and you'll be able to accommodate all sorts of different types of writing.